It's not often Chester's allowed in the yard, but with it being quiet on a Saturday, he's coming with me to get some small cable ties to fix the flushing and the toilet in the house. Chester, come on. Way. Can't even steer around the corner. He's going that fast. Rats, rats. Can you smell them? Can you smell any? Smell any rats? This was some of the land that we pulled up the other day in the frost. If you imagine, it was before the frost, it was shining with water and puddles, a little bit like this bit here that Morgan's missed. See it holding water because the compaction was in the top surface. Whereas now, it's obviously rained quite a bit since, and it's just taken it because we've managed to bust through that top surface. A little bit more frost, and I would think that it'll start to break down as well. It's still very, very soft and sticky for going on, but if we get a few dry days in a row, we possibly could get on this and drill it with wheat. But yeah, being able to rip it out on that frost really worked, because there was no way it was going to dry. I'm going to head over there and look at that barley, see what it looks like. While I walk over, you can have a little bit of a look at what we saw at Morris Caulfields yesterday. New shop being built. When they built it, the planning wanted them to match the pitch of the other one. I think they've got it bang on. You come in the new doors. This will be the shop. That's going to be the counter. Stores, and then upstairs more stores, and then parts in there probably. Some offices. Look at here, looking busy. Even standing it down. That must be where the rackings go in this bale of twine. Pallets upstairs. Look at that. Everyone is. Apart from Morgan. The noise from that motorway just never stops. Anyway, this field of winter barley doesn't look so bad. There's probably a little bit of a wheel in here from the combine and the drill. It's lay a bit wet and it's sort of missing, but on a whole I would say 95% of the field looks okay. This one, the other side of the footpath, had a bit more traffic, probably when we were turning with the straw rake, because I think we straw rake this. This is quite puddled and wet, so huge areas of burnous. And then the centre of the field, I mean, that looks like the drill's been set in late there, maybe, don't know. There's certainly 12 metres around the edge that's pretty bare. Middle of the field, okay. Maybe, yeah, you can see actually that's the headland pass going that way, and that's the drill in. So the Morgan, we put it on the GPS, didn't we? But we maybe need to change the settings because it's been turning on sort of 3 or 4 meters late. So we've got these little squares missed going up the field. Similar story where that's the tram line anyway, so it won't really matter, but it's bare in the tram line, but that's fine. Middle, okay. This will be tracks off the combine, tracks off the drill, a bit thin again. Might be able to sort that out with a bit of fertiliser. There looks to be nothing, but it is there, it's just a bit thin. If it was not direct drilled, you'd probably see it better. But I think on a whole, other than the headland along here, probably behind them trees, this winter barley should make it to harvest. We'll just have to patch up with spring on the edges, which is a bit of a pain, because the spring barley will mature 2 or 3 weeks later than the winter barley, and it also means that when you're coming in spraying, you're doing it at different times as well, which is a shame. There is actually a thing at the moment where you can get a grant to coppice them, so you cut them down near enough at ground level with a tree shear. You could then chip it, use it as biomass fuel, but then also then when it grows back, because it's got the root structure for a big hedge, but you've took a lot of the branches out of it, it grows really thick and bushy. So maybe that's something that we could look at for some of these ones that are getting too big for the hedge cutter. It's what happens is, you can only cut at certain times of the year now, and if you can't get on till the 1st of September and you've drilled it with OSR or you've drilled it with someone else, you just don't get round to doing them, and then they just get overgrown. Looking here at this stack of straw that's fell over, I need to sort of pick through it, find the dry bales out of it, which should still be under the hay caps likes of over there. But the ones that's fell over, and obviously there's the hay cap that was protecting them. Dig them all out, maybe you get a spreader bale, put them on the drying floor, dry them and rebale them, because I think straw is going to be very, very short this year. Already the price is spiking, and it's going to be even shorter next harvest because no one's got a vast acreage of wheat in the ground, and what they have is going to be thin and poor, and spring crops, there's never the straw yields in them. So I think what we would have normally thrown through the chipper and used as biomass fuel, it might be worth drying it out and rebaling it so people can use it for bedding. This is a cover crop of mustard, but can you see where the drill started to run out and where none of it got drilled? See it on the headlands, we did the headlands first. It's only one species though. But putting roots down, improving the soil, capturing a bit of sunlight, putting some carbon back in. Interested to see what that looks like in the spring that's completely missed where the drill ran out. Yeah, you can definitely see where it ran out. Going forward this next year though, we're going to have a lot more cover crops over winter. I don't know whether anyone's looked at this SFI Sustainable Farm Initiative grant. So if you grow 6 different species of a cover crop that will provide seeds for overwinter birds to eat, the payment rate's amazing. So I like growing 2 crops a year. So basically, as soon as the combine leaves the field, or even before it's even entered the field, we'll be drilling 6 different species, or over sowing 6 different species of cover crops, which will then get paid for. And then once it's seeded and it's feeding the birds over winter, then we'll either go in for spring crop or a late variety. A variety of winter wheat that's suitable for late sowing in the spring, sort of February time. But yeah, get it all established. So I think I'm putting nearly 500 acres into this, and it means drilling the farm twice, because obviously we'll drill it in the summer and then we'll drill it again in the spring. But the payment rates, it's like £300 an acre. It's pretty good, and with the capacity of our drill, why not? We're still going to carry on growing food, we're still going to have stuff to combine. We might lose a bit of yield on spring cropping, but they're cheaper to grow. But we're going to have 2 crops, one that we're selling basically to DEFRA. So to me, it just seems win-win. You're achieving the output for them, giving something for the birds. Like to this, we get a lot of hares up here. They can live in this all winter because it's not bare. If it was winter wheat stubble, it'd only be this high, and the hares would stand out like a mile for poachers. Whereas if we've got cover crops in everything, we always try and get cover crops in stuff that's not going to be into winter wheat. But if we kind of don't drill winter wheat in September, drill it later on, then yeah, we can push the boundaries really and put a bit of structure in the soil and feed the birds basically. Hopefully if they're eating that, they won't be eating OSR as well. This is yesterday's quiz question. It is actually off the front of the combine, off the feeder house. We took it off when we were doing the combine runs at the side and fit on easier, but you don't actually need it, it just slows the flow down. So we leave it off and then put it back on when we sell them. So we kind of had all the flooding, hence the big burr patch in this field now. And then about a week, 10 days ago, they've come down and now mowed all the banks of the ditch, and obviously the water can now flow a lot more easily. Shame they didn't do it in the summer, but yeah, that you can see a tide mark from the second flood, and this is where the first flood was. But there's definitely 5 or 6 acres in that field that aren't growing. It's dead, isn't it? Just going to get a few bales of straw out the new shed, put them on the back of the buggy. There's a thing at a church in Halewood later on, and John's going to take the straw up, and then he's going to take the 936 up for the kids to see, so I'm just going to load them in now. It's a nice load, a little bit of mortar stuck to them there. 2 on edge, 1 flat, another 1 flat on top. Can't fall out, can they? This is going to be at the church for a few hours, so get a jump pack battery so that we can run it, all the lights off this, rather than running it off the tractor battery. And we could actually lock the tractor up as well, stop people climbing in it. I suppose you can still lock it up anyway, even with the inverter turned on, but I think we'd be better running it off that. Quick question. Going to take that up obviously to the tractor run at Saddleworth on Christmas Eve. Now, what other one do we take? Do we take the 724 or do we take the Valtra? Let us know in the comments. Also, if you get a chance, go up to Bolesworth Castle, because there's some tractors there, the combines there, and there'll be some other stuff there as well before New Year, because we're going to run some more up when we finish with them here. I'll also be there as well on New Year, because they've got a bit of a thing on that night. So yeah, might see some of you there. The Christmas light trail thing is on for, I think, every day now until 1st of January, barring Christmas Day and Boxing Day. Really quick birthday bump. I'm late for a party. Actually, Sophia Shack Lady's party. She's 1. But Will Wilson is 12, so another year and you'll be able to drive a tractor legally. Phil Leonard's on there. Ella Rosebrook is 10. Brian McClear is on there. Chris Hale's 33. Douglas Morton Jr. is 14. Philip Bond's 37. Sylvia Sampson is the big 8-0. Andy Clark's 59. And Niam, I don't know how you pronounce it, Walker, Naomi, no, Neem, I don't know, Walker, is on there as well. And we're now up to £54,280. Happy birthday, anyone on there, and anyone else whose birthday is today. Big thanks to Myerscough College. So they contacted me last week and have written to me now, offering me, I think it's called a fellowship of the university, which basically means I get like a cap and gown thing in July next year, and I think it's July, or is it June? If you're watching from Myerscough and panicking because I've said the wrong date, I have got the email, don't worry. So yeah, it means like recognising what I've done for agriculture, which is great, because I never actually went to college. We got letters after my name, but now I'll have like some after my name, other than the DL as well. So thank you very much for that. But looking forward to that, wearing a funny hat, I think. Anyway, that's probably about all for today. I am now heading off to another party, and I'll see you all tomorrow. This was the IBC cage we used at the village hall for the bonfire night, and to be honest, only scorched the grass a little bit, and no nails either, or maybe 1. Come on, James. Woo!